You're listening to Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. Small town feel with big time ideas. After all, you are entitled to Brad's opinion. Here's your host, Brad Allard.
Well, thanks for staying with us, gang, because both Josh and I got delayed because Crowley did what Crowley does best. Have a train stop in the middle of the tracks. Is that what happened to you too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, and did you wait or did you take a detour?
I waited for about 3 minutes, and as soon as it showed no signs of moving, I turned right around.
There's only really one way to get from Crowley Road to where we are right now, and you have to take this detour through that Caris development.
Mm-hmm. That's the one I took.
Yeah, and of course, my luck, about 1-2 cars in front of me, there was Crowley PD going speed limit or less. Like, hurry up, dude. Well, I have Stormy Barrett here. I know I was going to have a little conversation about education in our state and in our country, but I can wait for that because this is important too, because y'all open up tomorrow night, don't you?
We do.
Yeah, it's a promise, and it's going to be a new location. So I thought, well, this is a better timed thing. Christmas season, new location, why not? You're going to have to bear with us because Stormy's very shy. We're going to have to pull it out. Come on, tell us more. How you doing? Fine.
I'm doing good. Doing great. We're very excited because the Promise is moving over to Willow Park. Willow Park Baptist Church is our new location, and we're opening tomorrow. And it's going to be our Christmas show, and we're heading into 37 years for the Promise, but this is our first year over at Willow Park. Mm-hmm. And we're really excited this year because we actually get to have matinees because we're indoors now. So if you've ever hesitated to come see us because maybe the drive is a little bit far for you, or you don't want to be out in the cold, something like that, Willow Park is a lot closer for most of the Metroplex. It's if you don't know where Willow Park is, think like in between Aledo and Weatherford. And
right.
And it's a beautiful building, and we're partnering with the church to put this show on, and so we get to have matinees. We have one show on Friday, 2 on Saturdays throughout the month of December. Starting tomorrow through December 23rd, we have a total of 14 shows. I know that this weekend we're almost sold out already, but we have additional shows going throughout the month. And I also know that on Facebook there's a lot of discounts available. So if you keep an eye on Facebook, there's a lot of great opportunities to get group discounts and discounts for your family. It's just a really great fun thing to do, during the holidays, a fun way to celebrate, the reason for the season.
Yeah, it really is. And I've heard so many great things about it. I was going to ask you a few things about how is it different doing it indoors, because don't you have live animals and all this?
We don't right now.
Well, did though.
We did.
That's what I mean.
We did for years,
yeah.
Yes.
And so you had that. And so I just was wondering, how are you going to make that work? I mean, but I guess we don't have to worry about it because I mean, that'd be very, bad to see, poopy on the stage. But anyway, I guess that's happened too in real productions. Back in
Yes,
Monroe's.
Absolutely. When you're outdoors, it's a little bit easier to deal with. But in this building, we're gonna forego the animals for a little while.
For a little while, you could just sneak them in. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But we do have a few new features that we've never had the opportunity to do before.
Well, wait. Let's hold on just a second here. I got to get people who paid for this need to be mentioned. See,
Yes.
That's the deal. Our friends at Our Place, of course. They're big sponsors of this show. They have really been all of my sponsors, former sponsors included, have been really helpful in making sure that we get this kind of word out. And Otto has been a very key sponsor, as is Jeff and John and all the rest. Also, Gina's Pizza. I love Gina's Pizza. I go there as often as I go anywhere else because I like the music. The pizza's great. Get yourself a $3 beer at the happy hour and whatnot, and it's a great thing. Also,
I like going there for karaoke on Wednesday night.
I've seen you do that they posted, and you could sing pretty well. You ought to have a role in your show.
Well, currently I'm the assistant director, so that's
you could step in, right?
Pretty big hat to wear, but yes, sir.
All righty. Well, I've seen that. And of course, I had the Sunday night shows and whatnot. I had a Chicago dog last time I was there with Greg Rulians, our friend from BNI, and it's really good. Also, our other BNI friend, Stormy, by the way, is also a BNI member as well. Mm-hmm. So she knows all these people I'm talking about. John Williams, 817-734-2756. we got hailed on in our house Saturday, and he's going to come by and check it out in a couple of weeks. I had small, really teeny tiny hail, but I'm not going to take that chance either. That's the thing is people say, oh, it wasn't that bad. Well, it accumulates, and then the insurance companies can find a way to, I'm sorry, that's old damage, bro. And John mentioned that yesterday in the meetings in his little 50-second spiel there, not to assume that the insurance companies are going to come through. Now, I have Texas Farm Bureau, and they've done me fine, okay? I'm not going to say they're all like that. But some, he tells you, are more difficult than others. So, again, get him to come out and inspect it, 817-734-2756. And another E&I friend, Jeff Kelly, 817-781-0546 with the Wethington Agency. He gets up there and here's a little spiel at B&I and goes, I want to be at least your fifth favorite realtor. Yeah, that's that he's an outstanding realtor. I've talked to several other realtors and they really regard him highly. So if you're looking to buy or sell in the Burleson area, he can handle it. He does a lot of work, not just in Burleson, but also Godly. He does a lot of business in Joshua, Cleburne, Alvarado. And if you want to move to Crowley, for God knows why, if you want to be stuck by a train,
next to that train.
if you want to be stopped by a train every 30 minutes, then he'll help you out with that too. Also, 88.3 The Journey with Rich Hooper. You know this station?
Yes, I enjoy The Journey.
So does my wife. I'm still stuck in the 70s classic rock. I'm sorry, Rich, but Rich is okay with that. And so if they start playing some REO Speedwagon on 88.3 The Journey, then that'd be good. I don't know what they'd be playing, but whatever. 88.3 The Journey. I know Rich through the chamber. And by the way, I'm going to have Melissa on. I think I'm going to give her a break at Christmas time because she's pretty busy, and she also has a family. Doggone it, it's harder to find guests during Christmas because they're they got things to do. But they have a big event coming in about middle of February at Pathway, and for your business, which we'll talk about at the end of the show. You got to think about doing it. B&I will be there, but really, it's kind of in bad form to use B&I as a, if you want to do it yourself, to promote yourself other than B&I, you should, take care of it that way as opposed to, just wandering the crowd because they have to work, guard against that a little bit. I don't know how I got on this. I'm really tired, to tell you the truth. I mean, my wife is not doing, she's sick. I mean, she's not like dying or anything like that, but she's just sick, It's that time of year, crud going around. And so when mama's sick, everything goes crazy, right?
Exactly. We need mama to be well.
Well, you have two kids. You know the drill. When you get sick, you're probably looking around, who's going to make my supper? Who's
going to do the laundry?
Yeah, that's right. Is it okay if I wear this underwear for the third day?
No. No.
Well, how it is, though. So how about you? You must be running on fumes right about now.
I am.
So, I mean.
It is Thursday of Tech Week. I am tired.
And it starts tomorrow. And you're not going to sleep tonight because you'll be fretting about some little detail. Let me tell you right now, I've said this many times to other people who put on these events. Everybody's going to be entertained and enlightened by your show. You, on the other hand, you'll be sitting there watching and, they missed the mark by half a step or something like that. And it's like, we're not going to notice. And even if we did, this isn't Broadway with all critics with their notebooks, waiting to slam you in the New York Times. This is, we're going not just for entertainment, which is certainly part of their deal, but we're also going for, spiritual nourishment, enlightenment, fulfillment, whatever. Yeah. And all that. And that's what they're going to take away from it. They're not going to go drive home and say, well, I noticed in the third act, second scene, that kind of stuff. So I'm just giving you some encouragement. You're going You're going to do great. So tell me about your day, though. Tell me what you're doing.
Well, tonight we have our final dress rehearsal. So we are preparing all of the final pieces. We're going to run tonight's rehearsal like it's a real show. With
the costumes and everything.
Costumes, makeup, sound lights, all of the LED projections, all of the special effects, you name it. It's all on the line tonight to figure out if we have anything else that we need to fix or tweak, and get everybody ready to go for tomorrow night. And we're wanting to do our very best, not only to give God the glory, but also, like you said, to make it entertaining.
Yeah. So it's nothing wrong with being entertained with the story of the birth of Jesus. I mean, that's a good story, right? Yep. And gosh, when I was a kid, I knew it was Christmas because all the Christmas commercials came on. Not commercials. Well, that too, but the Christmas specials is what I meant. But yeah, the commercials too. I still remember one. This will take me way back. A Norelco shaver and Santa's going down the hills riding it like a sled. That was from like the 60s, And another one was the Budweiser horses bringing in, some wagon, and then there's this beautifully lit up house, and it's in a snowy scene at dusk, and yada yada yada.
I always like the ones with the Hershey Kisses playing the song.
Yeah,
that one was fun. Or the Coca-Cola Bears.
Yes. See, that's not my generation. I'm still, I'm talking about 60s and such, and also the Christmas specials. I even watched. This is how big a dork I was. Andy Williams, Bing Crosby. You know these names?
I do, actually.
Oh, Josh, you know these names?
I do.
Okay, good for you. You're not as culturally inhibited as I thought. All
right.
Yeah, good for you. But, or they have, Bob Hope, and you'd see him entertaining the troops. Always, my dad and I always watched that together. And that to me was good. And then, of course, the epic of all Christmas specials, Charlie Brown.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And coming in second was one, Santa Claus is coming to town. Kris Kringle, Mickey Rooney was doing the voice. It's the claymation thing or whatever.
Frosted Snowman.
It was a good time. Now you don't see that as much. It's almost like you do know Christmas is about the birth of Jesus, right? I mean, it's not some eclectic thing that. I mean, I don't begrudge people celebrating holidays, but let's remember what Christmas is about.
Exactly.
Now I feel better. Anyway, but you have a full day. I mean, you got 2 kids, you got a job, your business Thrive Counts, and you have this gig. And then what I was told is after the last show you did here, you got another gig for February.
Yes.
So see, it pays to advertise, guys. I'm just saying. Okay.
It does.
So tell me, what do you do for the show?
For The Promise, I'm the assistant director. So my job is to make sure I have, I actually had my assistant, Danny, shout out to Danny. I had her send me a final count. We have 92 cast members and 32 production team, crew, and tech members. And it is my job to make sure that that every single one of them is where they're supposed to be, doing what they're supposed to be doing, that they're checked in, that, if anybody has a particular need, that it's communicated to the correct person, that we get it fixed if we have an emergency or somebody needs to call 911.
Okay. Has that happened?
Occasionally it happens, not in a long time. But,
well, it would be a 9/11 emergency in a play rehearsal.
Well, if somebody were to get hurt or something like that, it's my responsibility to make that call. But in any of those bases that need to be covered, I'm the communication point through there. So, for example, we actually have 2 sets of Joseph and Marys. However, our Josephs are brothers, so we have them double cast. So part of my job is to coordinate which cast is on at which time. We have 2 sets of kids that are in the family. So I have to, coordinate all of those schedules. We have a lot of kids in the cast, so we have all of them double cast to make sure that, know which set of kids are on at a particular time.
Well, now most of these aren't professional actors, right? They have day jobs, so to speak. And so you'll have that going on. I know that you told me last time there's a handful of them that appear in multiple shows, not just Promise, but other shows as well. But is this their profession, or is this mostly amateurs, so to speak?
A lot of them have some sort of connection to the industry in some manner. For example, in this show, one of our kings, his day job, he is a music teacher at TAFA. So he does music by day, and he's a teacher, and he also comes and performs with us. That would be the case for a lot of our.
So they have some sort of artistic connection, right?
Exactly.
Drama or musicals, whatever. So it isn't like just some rando guy come wandering off the street and says, "Hey, I want to be one of the Magi." It didn't work quite that way. You have to audition, I'm sure.
Yes, we have a tough audition process. So. And
if you told people no, right?
Unfortunately, we do have to tell people no sometimes.
Do they have to be able to sing?
Yes.
Well, I'm out. I can't sing for jack. I mean, it was I was probably the only, and still am, the only guy in my church that has not been recruited to the men's choir. So 'cause I'm just bad, and that's fine. But as far as the professionalism of it, I've seen the clips, and it's really, really well. Oh, Kelly Alexander, how you doing? She's over at Harvest House, which, by the way, is a good opportunity this December to give to, okay, and shop at their Harvest House resale shop. Okay, I definitely think Brad needs to try out for a role. It's not that I'm real shy about it, but I just don't have the talent. I can't sing, and if I can't sing, I really don't have a role, do I? I mean, I could be backup, maybe backup. Like off the stage backup.
Well, we do have a lot of people that are there mostly for acting as well. So not everybody has a solo, but if you can carry a tune in a large bucket, then bring your bucket.
Okay. Well, we'll see one day. Who knows? I don't know what role I'd be. I mean, I'm too old for a lot of the roles, I'm sure.
We always need good Pharisees.
Oh,
they're actually hard to come by.
I don't know how quite to take that, tell you the truth, that you see a Pharisee in me, but whatever. So I'll remind you of a Pharisee. You hear that, Josh?
Really, it's your age and your beard.
It's not, okay, not my attitude. All right. Well, anyway, so you go through this tech thing and all this. And you know what's going to happen tomorrow night is there's going to be a couple of rough spots. There is, because you've done it so long. But don't let it bother you.
Oh, I won't.
Oh, good, because you're not one of these directors or whatnot that throw things around and swear and holler at their actors and stuff like that.
No, I let it roll off me.
Yeah, because again, remember what it's there for. And also, I bet the people that are involved in this thing probably get more out of it than even the audience does.
I would say so. Yeah, we definitely are there to make sure that we can share Jesus with others, but it is so much a family because we care about each other and because we're able to encourage each other. And I consider these people family very much so because of that, because they check on me, because they care about my kids, because they really do love me. And I appreciate that.
And here's the screenshot here about the tickets for sale. How does one get tickets? Because you sent us some clips, and we're going to show some of the rehearsals and some of the background. You're not showing us actual production. You're showing what's behind the scenes, which I think is pretty interesting. But tickets are now on sale. Where can they get these tickets?
You can go to thepromisechristmas.com.
Thepromisechristmas.com. Okay, and is it like a QR code? And you
go, you scroll down the page a little bit, hit the button that says get tickets, and then you select your date and you select your seat, and pick where you want to sit, how many people you want to bring with you, and just kind of like when you get tickets at the movie theater.
Now, what are the show times?
We have Friday nights at 7:00, and then Saturdays at 2:00 and 7:00.
Okay. Just one more time, just to make sure everybody knows, okay? Because I was reading something here. I was reading, a response. So one more time, please.
Friday nights at 7:00 and Saturdays at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m.
That's what I thought. No Sunday shows, huh?
No Sunday shows, no, because we're sharing the building with Willow Park Baptist Church, so they have church on Sundays.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, I was wondering, do they leave the set up for you, or you have to take the set down?
No, we take it down on Saturday nights.
Does that take a long time?
That's currently about a 2-hour process. I bet as we refine it and get better at it, it shortens a little bit. But
that's a late night Saturday.
It is a late night.
Well, Willow Park, come on, folks. Let them just keep the set up. It's no big deal.
It's a beautiful set, too.
Well, it's like in our church where we've had musicals or Christmas shows or whatever else. We just leave the set up for Christmas morning or Sunday morning services. Nobody's going to get a big deal. Josh, did you just have the website up? I just kind of glanced at it. Okay.
Put that back up?
Yeah, sure, if you would. There it is, the website and all the stuff there. And you can also, not just buy your tickets, but also leave positive comments and things of that nature, and see some of the cast and some of the background and what's going on. Some of these clips you showed us, are they on this website?
I don't know. I actually found several of those clips on Facebook. So
okay, on Facebook. The universal Facebook. Why don't you, Josh, just pick one out, why don't you, and let her roll, and she'll tell us what we're watching. Okay,
so I mentioned earlier that we had several new features. So part of our new features are we have huge LED projections that we're going to use. And so this is one of our dancers. Her name is Kaylee. And so we're, in this particular shot, we're looking at them filming some of our angels so that we can have a whole mob of angels in the background. So
that's going to be on video or something?
Yes, yes. So we created projections using green screen so that we could, and we did this with several of our angels so that you have multiple angels and then they can appear kind of one at a time behind the other angels who are, dancing live. But then we have, other angels in the back on the LED screens. So we're using projections and pre-recorded things to have different effects that we've never had the opportunity to do before.
Well, so going to Willow Park may have been just some changes in your format, because I know you had live animals and such as that, and I guess Willow Park would not appreciate coming to church and there's donkey dung and they're on the carpet. That would not go good.
No,
that'd be bad. But it isn't enabled y'all to do some other things
exactly
that you couldn't do before.
Exactly, some new things that we've never tried before, and we're really excited about it.
Hey, let's try another one here. The practicing.
Yeah, so this is one of our music rehearsals.
Now, you wouldn't want me to ruin that for you, would you? Is this all original music?
Yes.
Well, I know probably you have some standards in it that everybody recognizes. Oh, come all you faithful and things like that, right? But
we don't actually have any traditional
really
carols in this show.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Okay.
And this show, because it's about a Jewish family, we do have a lot of Hebrew worked into like in this particular song. In the middle of it, there's a Hebrew prayer that they sing at Hanukkah.
Our friend Aaron Ash over in Cleveland says hello, and I've been to the Promise a long time ago. Well, time to go back.
It needs to show up again.
Yeah, there you go.
It's done a lot of changing.
Well, sure it has. And how is the acoustics for singing? Is it better at the church, I would imagine, than an outdoor?
It's very different. It's very, very different. And we're getting used to that, because in the indoor space, there's a lot of carpet and the walls are different. We're used to being in an outdoor space where all of the sound spreads out. So we've definitely had to, make some adjustments on our part. But working through Tech Week while making those adjustments has, like, we've done some re-recording and just listening to those recordings, it's turning out beautiful. Like, I absolutely love it.
So, and again, a kind of a blessing in disguise, because you told me last time you were here and your directors are with you that because Somerville County was making changes at the venue and asking more of you than what you really wanted to give for the venue. I'm sure that initially that was kind of, oh my Lord, are we going to be able to continue to do this kind of thing? How did you come across Willow Park Baptist?
Well, actually, our president of our board goes to church there, as well as I think several of our board members. So I think they just approached their pastor and said, "Hey, can we look at a deal here? What can we work out?" And it, I think it just worked out really well, because they have a huge space, and that church is really interested in making sure that that their community feels at home in their space, that it's not just another church building.
Right.
And I think this is a really great way to invite people in, when a lot of people are not normally going to want to go to church on a Sunday morning, but they may come see a play. This is a great way to make people feel welcome.
Now, we have a very big place, plenty big enough at First Baptist where I go, but it's also, I don't know if the acoustics would be what you want, because it's, concrete floor and walling. And I mean, it has some sound mufflers on the wall and that kind of stuff, but our sanctuary would be good, but I don't know if it'd be big enough for you. How many seats do you all sell?
To be honest, I don't know what the official count is.
Oh.
I know that it's a very large room, but I haven't actually asked that number. I need to ask that.
Well, our sanctuary can hold several hundred easily, but I don't know if y'all have bigger turnout than that. But I'm not trying to recruit, but I was just thinking, is this something that maybe you could take on the road, so to speak, and do at various churches? I know, like, for example, when Robin and I first got married, we went to Travis Avenue, and that's a huge place.
Yes.
And is this something that maybe you could kind of move around different churches in the Metroplex area?
We have in the past with with smaller groups. We used to have a group that was affiliated with us called, I think, 10 Talents. And it was, just a small group of 10 men that went and did, a smaller version of this. But we have not done that in a long time. And this set specifically was designed for this space. So we would need to look at, other variations of that. But we definitely... looking at ways to expand and continue to share Jesus is always something that's on the forefront of our mind.
Well, so this isn't like a generic set you just pop up. You actually design it according to the venue.
Yes.
Okay, so I kind of thought that'd be the case, but because you're going from an outdoor set to an indoor set, but I just wonder if this indoor set can, be easily transported to similar size, similar type buildings. But I don't know these things. That's why I talked to you. But you're not. Are you in charge of that part of it? Or
I'm not the set designer.
Oh, good for you.
Yes.
That'd be tough.
Yes, that would probably break my brain. I learned those skills in college, but I don't use them a whole lot. So that's probably one of those areas that I'm just dangerous enough to make a mess in.
Well, this has been a lifetime commitment for you, though. You, last time you showed us some photos of yourself when you were like, 12 or something like that, or 8? I forget.
I started performing in the Promise when I was 3.
3. See, there you go. I don't know what role would a 3-year-old need, but whatever.
I started as the little girl who dies and Jesus brings her back to life.
And you were 3 years old when you were doing this?
I auditioned when I was 3. I started performing when I was 4, and yes.
So at 4 years old, you're pretending to die and then come back to life. You must have been ahead of your time a little bit. I mean, I see these child actors and I think, gosh, I couldn't have done that when I was 9 or something like that. And another thing that always drives me crazy about young boy actors is they always need a haircut. Anyway, that's just me. My kids would watch this show about a couple of kids living in a hotel. I don't know. You remember that show, Josh? There was a couple of boys that lived in a hotel and then on a yacht, and they needed a haircut all the time.
Sweet Life.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, give me Jimmy Neutron. I thought that was pretty good. But anyway, how about another one? Good voice.
This is Isaac and Sadie. They are one of our Mary Joseph couples.
Well, they're young looking. Are they still in school?
Yes.
Wow, he sings well too. Are these high schoolers or
Yes.
college kids?
High school.
My goodness.
And there's me in the background. I was pointing them in directions because they were still learning blocking. So
Let's see it again. I want to see your cameo. All right, I know it's my show. I get to do this. And I'm very impressed with these two people. They're local high school kids.
yes, they go to TAFA, which is in Arlington, I believe.
Arlington, I thought was no. I'm thinking of the one in Fort Worth.
You're thinking of FWAFA.
Yeah, Fafa, Tafa. I'm getting all confused.
So the one in the black sweater is me, and right next to is my assistant, Danny.
There you go. But you see, you're a scene stealer right there. Good heavens. I see. And you say, oh, come try out. Are you kidding me? It sounds like if you have a spot for a croaking toad, I might be able to do it. But, that's interesting because these kids also are performing in other things. That's another thing that always would be a difficult thing because if they're performing like 2 or 3 different shows at the same time, do you get their lines mixed up? I mean, that kind of thing. Because we'd have kids that were involved in drama and in the musical at high school, and it's like, how do you not? Wait, you're telling me you can memorize the lines for 2 different performances, but you can't remember you had homework for me today? I mean, come on.
Well, that's why they forgot that.
Yeah, or you can't remember who are, anything about the Civil War I just taught you. You had done all these shows. Drove me crazy. Anyway, but that probably, I would imagine the younger roles probably rotate a lot because those 2 young kids are probably going to go to school, college somewhere and move on. I don't know, unless they stay local. But there you go. Oh, that's a nice. Is that your promotional poster there?
Yes, that's a picture from a couple of years ago. But this young lady right here, Miss Lily, she's actually local. She's from the Burleson area. So
Lily, what's her last name? I don't.
Bates.
Don't ring a bell. I've been, but I've been out of BISD since 9.5 years now. So it's a whole generation. I don't know, but I noticed the costuming on this. This isn't, make your own home. This isn't like some school play or
Professional
well,
costuming.
these. I mean, these costumes look like the real deal. So there must be some expense involved in putting the show on if you're going to have these kind of sets and these kind of costumes and this kind of technical sound. Here's the Magi. Actually, there are more than 3, but that's all right.
Probably so, yes.
Yeah. And, and sure you got nitpickers who'll say, wait, they weren't there at the manger. So what? We
have to condense several years into a 3-minute scene.
Yeah,
Give us a break.
it's okay. The whole thing about Christmas is interesting because, if we were really going to be historically accurate, we'd probably be in the summertime, right?
Late April, yes.
Yeah, but hey, it's all good. I got a couple of friends that are like, sticklers for this. I'm like, get over it. Anyway, those are very impressive costuming.
Thank you. We don't have an exact figure on each costume, but probably on average, you're looking somewhere between $600 to $700 a costume.
Sure, and you have to kind of, keep them up to date because you don't want to have to do that over and over again. I guess a lot of the sunk cost, as it were, has already been done, but you still every year you're going to have expenses. So other than ticket sales, how else do you raise money?
We have several fundraisers a year. I know that they do a golf tournament every year, and I'm not sure what other fundraisers that they do, but a lot of it is ticket sales, and then our board has investors. So I know that it is a nonprofit. So anything that we do make from the show goes directly back into it to make sure that we can continue.
Well, y'all get paid, I hope. I mean, that's a lot of work. I mean, that's. People should know that. I mean, but I'm all that work. I mean, I know you're doing it as a labor of love, but you also got to go to the grocery store. So,
Yes.
And so that's good. It's not a way to get rich quick, I'm sure, but still. The donation page. There you go. So
Yes.
even if you can't go, or even if you do go and you still want to help out, there's your donation page. This is on your website, and click the button, and boom. Do you have the routine that a lot of the other nonprofits I deal with have, the monthly giving, automatic deduction kind of thing?
I'm not sure. I think a lot of times they do like one-time giving, and I know they usually talk about it at the beginning of the show. And we also sell merchandise too.
Oh, yeah?
Like when you're at the show, there's a gift shop and things like that.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. I really am, because this is something that needs to be supported. I know that I see Kelly's name up there at the Harvest House. A lot of these outfits you can click the right buttons and they'll just have an automatic deduction off your debit or credit card. And they tell you, every one of them will say that is the backbone of what they do. And Summer Garcia used to always talking about it for Next Step at our BNI meeting, about how, they'll take the big gift, absolutely, but it's the small donors that make it work. And I've always said that we should not be intimidated by the big donors. It's just, I always tell people, I liken it to the fish and loaves, and it fed thousands, right?
Exactly.
Still, that story kills me. It really does, because only one person in the whole group brought lunch. I mean, come on, there's 5,000 of you.
Only one mom remembered to pack lunch.
Yeah.
One mom.
One mom. I mean, holy Toledo. Or the widow's mites, it's another analogy I use, is that, even if it's like $10, $15 a month, it adds up.
Exactly, yes.
And so, now this has been going on. This has been a show for 30-something years?
It's our start of our 37th year, yes.
Yeah, I thought it was 37, but I wasn't going to go out there on a limb like that. But do you have any knowledge, I guess, or historical memory about how somebody got this started? I mean, is somebody just sitting around thinking, we ought to have a Christmas show, or is it more to it than that?
Well, there were a couple of investors, different music ministers and businessmen from Dallas that they were actually looking to. They had gone around and seen, several different productions, things that were going on in Arkansas and things around the country, and they kind of had the feeling of, we think we can do it better. Like then, they had seen several things that were just not great quality, I guess, so to speak. I don't want to speak down about anybody, but they wanted to use their talents and contribute to the Christian theater scene in a method that was really high quality. And so they decided to get together, sought out a script writer and several, composers, and put it together, got some investors together, looked for some land. Somerville County actually built that theater, to fit the Promise's needs. And they got going. They actually opened up in 89 with a really short season in early November that year, and then started full time in 1990, and it became a whole thing. Later, they got to go to Russia and then Korea. And
really? Well, I know there's quite a number of Korean Christians, but in Russia, I really don't know, because it's not something that's well known. I bet the response in Russia was something. I don't know if it'd be get one now, but because I'm not very fond of Mr. Putin, and he's certainly not fond of us. I mean, talk about people of faith. But that's interesting. Go on the road like that. Did you go on those trips?
Yes, I did. In fact, the jacket I'm wearing is this is actually my mother's jacket, because mine doesn't fit anymore. But this jacket is from the trip to Russia. Is
that right? Okay. Well, I did. I wasn't going to bring that up, but I did see a before and after picture of you. You've done you really changed. Yeah. How was that? How'd you do it?
Just a lot of diet and exercise and hard work.
Well, good for
and
you.
A lot of time.
Good, yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
Well, no, I remember about 2 months ago you put a before and after picture, and like, that doesn't look like you at all.
Yeah.
But now look at you.
About a year and a half ago, and about 85 pounds now. So
good for you.
Thank you.
All right. I don't have that kind of discipline. I'm just going to get fat, so it's okay. But anyway, I'm getting off the topic a little bit. As far as your group settings, your group sales, I guess is a better word. You do have that happen. I bet a bunch.
Yes. We have group discounts. I think a group is anything over 15, and they have special group discounts available. And I also know that the matinee shows are going quickly. So if you have a Sunday school class or something like that wants to join and wants to do a matinee, they should probably get on that quickly so that they can get seats together and get that group discount.
Yeah, I've been hearing stuff like that at my church about some of the Sunday school classes or the Golden Agers. There's that's a group. I'm just getting emails now from the Golden Age group in my church. I'm like, thanks very much. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm getting there, but not quite. But I think they're going. The Golden Agers are
Perfect.
going. Yeah, and they're also. I know one of the larger Sunday school classes that are a little bit older than I, if that's possible. They're going. So
awesome.
Yeah, so I know it's getting some real good traction, and it's kind of an annual thing with them, and you probably see the same groups a lot.
We do that, and that's always exciting for us is when we get to see those buses roll in and people come as groups, and I think that's exciting for the groups is that it becomes kind of a tradition and something that they do as a group, and I also think that's a really great way to invite somebody new into your group.
Exactly.
Is, hey, this is a social activity we can go and do. And especially like you were saying earlier before we started recording that, sometimes there are people, within groups that maybe sometimes aren't as social. They need a reason to get out of the house. And this is a great excuse, invite your neighbor that maybe doesn't get out, is a little isolated or whatever. This is a great reason to invite
outreach.
them.
Outreach is a big thing, particularly. Honestly, you get to a point like my mother's age. She's now a widow, and she was having to take care of my dad until he passed last August. And because of that, she basically had to lay out of church. She couldn't leave him, and they couldn't go. The last time he went about a year ago, he passed out and that kind of thing. So it's just not good.
Yeah, it's hard.
And well, they'd watch it on YouTube. Like a lot of churches have live streaming and such, but it's not the same experience.
Right.
And now she's getting back involved in it. And I could probably tell her, hey, this will be worth it. This will be a great idea. Go Saturday afternoon. They live in Corsicana. Load up the bus, and there you go. Here's another, I don't know if y'all do this, but, when the high schools would do musicals, they would do like miniature road shows at the elementary and junior highs, like 15-minute segments, just to give them an idea what to do. And do y'all do things like that?
I don't believe we've done that in a really long time. I know that when we were raising funds to get ready to go to Korea and Russia and things like that, we did a lot of our fundraising that way. but I don't think we've done that in a while. But I know certainly that if somebody wanted, to learn more about us, that probably Facebook is a really great way to figure out, kind of who we are, what we look like, what they can expect quality wise.
Well, I was just thinking if you can call a pastor or so, or associate pastor, and said, "Can we have like 10 minutes of one of your servicing? You come in, and you don't have to have the whole costumes, you don't have to have the whole set, but just do one of your musical numbers and stuff like that, and just." I don't know. That's just a way of getting it done. The thing about it is, I'm old enough to remember when Christian entertainment became kind of a thing, and Christian music, Christian rock, and stuff like that. And I could tell you the first incarnations of that weren't that great. Okay, the Christian music of the '70s that was trying to be contemporary would be like John Denver, kind of sounding. I mean, we're not talking about the rock and roll kind of stuff. And the rock and roll that they tried was lame, to be frank. It really wasn't until, I really don't think until about the 80s that it really started picking up. And as far as like Christian movies, well, they try hard, but they are much better now. And I just
Absolutely,
think
it's picking up.
It is. I think the quality of performance and the quality of production is much better. And then you talk to Rich Hooper, and he and I were talking about music. I'm older than him too, by about 15 years, I think. And he didn't know the groups I knew or the artists I knew because I was there from like the very beginning. By the way, side note: have you seen that movie Jesus Revolution?
Yes.
See, and the reason that movie really rang home with me is because I was about 10 or 11 when that was going on, and it impacted the 70s youth group movements and church youth groups and so profoundly. And that's when the Christian music started. Okay, now we're going to start picking up quality. We're going to expect quality from our music as well as just a message. And so by the time I left high school, the music quality had picked up quite a bit. The movies still lacked. They were like, it wasn't as professionally done as you see now. So it's really improved in that area. That Jesus Revolution was a really good movement. And there was some, this is well before your time. I was like 10 or 11 years old. They had something, I saw a video clip of it just recently called Explode 1972. It was in Dallas. 250,000 young people, the Jesus movement came to Dallas, and they had a big meeting at the Cotton Bowl, and Billy Graham was there, kind of giving his blessing on it. And I remember that because they were doing walks through main areas of towns, not just Dallas. And I lived on a busy street. And so I sat out there and talked to all these young Jesus freaks as they were walking by. Hey, brother, how you doing? Kind of thing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I remember that really well. And my sister and I gave them Kool-Aid as they went by and that kind of stuff. Blessings upon you for the Kool-Aid.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So I really like the quality of the production I've been seeing from your clips.
And that's something we work really hard on because we want to make sure that we represent Jesus well in the quality because the secular world focuses so much on the quality that we want to make sure that Jesus doesn't look lame.
Well, they would dismiss it if it did.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'd say it's typical of, they're just thinking the message is good enough and therefore the talent doesn't have to be. Oh, and that's not true at all.
No, because God made us all talented in different ways, and we want to make sure that is seen and heard and gives Jesus glory in that way.
And there's a lot more mainstream movies now because, a few years ago, most of the movies that were coming out were like Kirk Cameron's Fireproof. You ever seen that? Okay, and it's a good movie. All right, I remember he came and promoted it at our church. He's friends with one of our members, and the movie came out, and he came in. He's a lot shorter than you might think he is.
Yes.
Yeah. And anyway, I thought it was a pretty good movie. And it was one of the first ones I thought that had maybe potential to be seen outside of a church setting or special premiere, and then that's it at the theater. So you see more of that now. You know who Kevin Sorbo is?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's got a couple of movies like that. That God is Not Dead movie and all that. And see, they didn't have that 30 years ago.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. It's slowly catching up.
The closest thing I remember seeing a Hollywood movie that really, I think, accurately described Christians in a Christian setting was Chariots of Fire back in the early 80s. You ever see that one?
I don't think I have.
You need to see it.
Okay.
Oh, you'll love it because it's a period piece in the early 20s Britain, and you love the costuming and whatnot. It's about two Olympic athletes, one Jewish, one Christian, and they don't in any way show them in a negative light, which isn't always common, so it's a great movie. Have you ever seen that movie, Josh?
Which one?
It's called Chariots of Fire.
I have, yes.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, no, my grandmother really likes that one.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those movies I could watch again. Sometimes you see it once, I'm good. No. This one I watched many times.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, it won the Academy Award, Best Picture of 82, I think, 81, I don't know. So, came out when I was in college, and a couple of girls and a couple of guys said, hey, come go see it. I go, oh, whatever, I got nothing to do. It's either that or study.
Of course, go see the movie.
Yeah, so I went to the movies, and it's very good. I'm just rambling on today, but talk about stuff. You got other things going on. Do you still have that, Josh? You still have that Thrive Count
I do.
logo? Throw it up there, bud. Tell us about this business, because this is what else you do, right?
Yes. So I own and operate Thrive Counts, and it is it's mainly an accounting firm, and I also help small businesses grow. So I do bookkeeping, payroll, LLC formation. I look at small businesses, helping them grow through the perspective of bookkeeping. So if you notice my logo, it looks like a tree, and I think that bookkeeping is like the roots of a tree. If the roots aren't healthy, if the foundation isn't working right, then the rest of the tree isn't going to grow.
That sounds very profound.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. So I address the bookkeeping portion first, and then after we get everything in line there, then we can work on growing, other ways that your business needs to grow, whether that's, pointing you in the right direction of, hey, I know this guy that works on marketing, or, through my networking, I've met other people that can help your business, however I can help your business grow. I use the bookkeeping to get that started.
So you could, direct somebody to somebody who needs some, promotion of their business and sponsoring of local podcasting. Just throwing that out there.
Yes, absolutely.
And you got your QR codes there, so they can hook you up. There's a good picture. There you go. And you got the phone number there. What is it?
254-396-1980.
Well, there you go. All right. So, what is your website?
It is www.thrivecounts.com.
There you go. All right. We need to talk about a couple of nonprofit things. I know that Toys for Tots was last night. Unfortunately, I had my last class at DBU. I have a class, satellite class in Dallas. So, no, it was last night, Josh. Sorry, bud.
Bad.
Yeah, all right. But I hope it went well. I'm sure we'll hear about it from Jack this next week. I do know that he was very enthusiastic. He came by yesterday morning for the B&I meeting and then had to go do some Toys for Tot business, and he was very enthusiastic. He really thought that this is going to be a really big year for him, and that's a good thing. It's not too late to give, though. Those boxes are still out there. I know that they're in several locations. I know Gina's and Otto's places have them. I know Jeff Kelly's Weatherton Agency has one.
I saw one by the high school still. There was a big banner by the high school.
And there's one where we meet for B&I at Old South. And so you can still say, I missed the deadline. There's no deadline. And there's no deadline ever, actually. If you really want to bring toys by, I'm sure Harvest House will take it. Rachel's Hope will take it. Crowley House of Hope here in town will take it. So there you go. And here's another one, Burleson Christmas Ball with the Center for ASD. Are you familiar with this group?
I have met the lady who started it, and she's very, very friendly. I have not learned a whole bunch about it more than that, but I'm briefly acquainted.
Well, she's done a really great job, at the Center for People on the Spectrum and whatnot, and they're a routine guest. I haven't had them in about 4 months, but they're on fairly regularly, and they just do tremendous work. And so they have a Christmas ball on the 13th, starting at 6:00 at the get this right, Loft Rustic Creek Ranch. The glare off the screen keeps me from reading it good, but this is a really big deal. Now, for all the nonprofits like Kelly was part of, and with Harvest House, this is a very busy season. And what happens with a lot of the nonprofits, they've got things going on too for their private lives. So they're not open 24/7 or nothing like that. They take Christmas off and, that week off. And so what that happens is that people know that, and there's a big rush the first 2 or 3 weeks of December, because they know in the last couple of weeks of December, not all of them are open as often as they usually are. Because, the volunteers have Christmas plans too, and that kind of thing. So, guys, the next couple of weeks, you go by the store, throw in a few extra things for Harvest House, for Promises Community, for Crowley House of Hope. I know that there's probably others in this county that I'm not aware of, but just try to make sure you make that little bit of extra effort on getting them some stuff because they're going to need it. And it's a busy time. And also, if you have, you want to donate goods and whatever else. And remember, guys, it's tax deductible.
It is.
Are y'all tax deductible?
Yes, we are.
Good for you. Okay. So I got a special show on Monday. About 10 days ago, and I mentioned this at the BNI meeting, I had Cameron Pilgrim and Colin Gregory on, and they do sex-related crimes, you know, investigations. And I thought, my God, what a job that is.
That'd be so hard.
I can't imagine. But they're going to come back for part 2 because we ran out of time. And I said, this is so important. I want to make sure you get the whole message out, not just the, edited version out. And so they're going to come back on Monday at 11. To say I'm looking forward to that is kind of mixed messaging because I know it's important, but it's an unpleasant topic. I left that show, it was a week ago. What is today? Thursday? It was 2 weeks ago. I left a wreck, that this can go on and people actually live like that. So anyway, if I'm looking forward to it, it's because I know it's important, but I'm not looking forward to the conversations. It's that much. And then on Tuesday at noon, I'm having the associate pastor of my church, Sam Ross at First Baptist, come and talk about Christmas services and what to do for those in need during Christmas and things of that nature, and ministries that we do for other than just Sunday morning meeting. So I'm looking forward to that one. That will be a lot better.
That sounds really important.
Yeah. Well, I've known Sam since he was like 16. He's a former student, and he married a former student. She's just a wonderful young lady, beautiful family. It's a good thing to see. Josh, try not to get in trouble this weekend. All right.
I'll do my best.
Do your best. You got a busy day tomorrow, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. Well, good.
Packed out.
Do you have any more today?
No.
Oh, good. Okay. We hope we haven't worn you out. Okay. Stormy, tell us in a few minutes everything we need to know.
Well, starting tomorrow, we have a great show opening up over at Willow Park Baptist Church. You can get tickets at thepromisechristmas.com. And the show starts on Friday nights at 7. I will give you a little bit of a warning. The traffic there on right where 20 and 30 come together, the church is not too far past that. So the traffic is not great. So plan ahead. But we are very much looking forward to seeing everybody there. And it's going to be a fantastic show. I'm so proud of these guys already. And we also have matinee shows on Saturdays at 2. The week just before Christmas, we close on the 23rd, but the whole week prior to that, we do have several shows that are like during the week. So check out the schedule. If you can't come on a Friday or Saturday, there's some extra show dates there. And we're really looking forward to this one because it's new and different for us, and we're planning on being there for the next 2 years. So, load up your grandma, your Sunday school class, your next door neighbor, whoever, and come see us and start a new Christmas tradition.
There you go. Now you also have one in the spring, right?
Yes. So after this, we'll take a few weeks off. We'll start planning for our Easter production. And then we also have a third show that is our fall production, which is the whole story. But
the spring one, I assume, is the life of Christ, including the death and resurrection.
Yes, it covers the Easter portion, which is like the adult portion of Jesus's life.
Yeah.
So we usually start around John the Baptist moving forward.
That'd be a great role. Now I could do that one. All righty. Well, great. Thanks for coming by. I hope it works out.
Thank you for having me.
Was it break a leg? Is that what they say?
That's what they say.
Yeah, so don't fret. It's going to work out, and
absolutely,
there's going to be a lot of blessed people from it, and jewels in your crown. All right, Josh. We'll see you. You going to be all right?
Oh yeah.
All right. We'll see you all Monday.